Seriously? I just spent so much time thinking about my dream, but he didn't even ask me.
Now that we're done with our tour of the Sky Splitter, shall we continue with our training?
Why don't we take a day off?
What? You want to secretly practice swordplay by yourself? Dream on.
You know cramming before a fight never works out. For some reason, seeing the Sky Splitter has boosted my confidence. So, I've decided to conserve my strength for tomorrow. All right, I'll take you out of the Stargazer Navalia.
Okay. Aber war da nicht jetzt irgendwas mit den komischen Typen, die da rumgelaufen sind?
Oh, just shut up, Red Fang! This is not a beast ship. I need some time to take care of things.
You willingly donned the skin of a lowly beast to join this mission, dedicating yourself to our glorious cause. And now you're telling me you can't handle it? Do you realize how many ships we need?
I'm doing my best, all right? It takes time to figure all this out.
When the guns go off tomorrow, all eyes will be on it. That'll be our only chance.
How's that? Who's there?
Who are you guys?
An impromptu inspection. Why are there outsiders loitering in Stargazer Navalia? And a bunch of kids at that.
Hey, kids, didn't your parents ever tell you to stay away from the Stargazer Navalia? I know it's an automated facility, but it doesn't mean you can just break in and do what you want.
Wen nennst du ihr Kinder?
First of all, I'm an adult. Second, I didn't just break in.
Yeah, we flew here on a starskiff. Like, whoosh!
Well, I'm not trying to tell you off, but this place is off limits to the public, you know?
Die spielen jetzt absichtlich mit.
Big sis! Let's go! I want to play in Ever Hunt Planes!
Huh? Ever hunt planes? Yeah, sure. Big Sis will take you there.
Shuha! You should have let me.
Shh, the overhaul is done, and everything looks good. We should leave.
Could you repeat what you just said, Yenqing?
What did I say?
Big sis, let's go. I want to play in Ever Hunt Planes.
Come on, can't you read the room? Something is definitely off about the three people we just met.
Yeah, anyone could see that. I just wanted to hear you say it again. That pink-haired fox tried to say something. I'm pretty sure he sensed something fishy. Since he's not familiar with this place, he just dropped us a hint. But you didn't seem to be paying attention at all.
I knew that from the beginning.
Irgendwie hat Meister Yang nicht erkannt. Scheint, als hätten sie an der Sternskiff-Produktionslinie rumgepfuscht, was?
They said they were doing an overhaul, but it looked like they had no idea how to operate the Starskiff production line, right?
And it's suspicious how they suddenly finished their overhaul and walked away as soon as they laid eyes on us.
A Clout Knight, a member from the Skyfaring Commission, and a craftsman. They're from various departments, and the reason for the overhaul seems legit. But one of them blurted out some weird language just now. Did you hear that? I have a feeling that if we secretly tail them, we'll definitely catch these guys in the act. Follow my lead, and be careful not to blow our cover.
mind who they are. Let's just film them.
Ein Foto von der schwedischen Ding machen. Ja, bla bla bla. Hä? Ach, Vierfach-Zoom.
We should have just killed those lowly beasts. Those little brats won't take up much space. There are boxes all over this place. Just dump them into one and no one will notice.
Cut the theatrics, Brulok. Even the slightest slip-up could interfere with Lord Moktok's plans.
So where are we heading next?
To check the freight skiffs. We've got a lot of preparations to do. Also, don't forget to take those crates with you. Weapons, supplies. We've got to be well prepared. Otherwise, we're screwed.
So, are they smugglers? What exactly are they up to?
I have no clue, but they seem to be moving those crates. I've got an idea. We can hide inside the crates and follow them.
Die Kisten, die sie mitnehmen, oder was? Und euch vorsichtig die Kiste näher hineinzukriechen.
So cramped in here.
I can hardly breathe.
Just hang in there.
Hört wie jemand in der Nähe der Kiste auf und ab geht. Wenn jemand in diesem Moment die Kiste öffnen würde, würde ihr mit Sicherheit entdeckt. Doch habt ihr Glück. Schwebmechanismus an der Unterseite der Kiste wird aktiviert. Du fühlst, wie die langsam vorwärts gleitet. Indem er gefühlt in der ganzen Bernsteinzeit lang schweigenden Atem angehalten hat, hört ihr, wie die Kiste auf dem Boden abgesetzt wird.
Let's just put the cargo here for now, all right? Then we'll move on to inspect the ships. Lord Moktok said that as soon as we're done, we're to board the freight skiff and leave this place.
Don't worry, I've changed the shipping schedule. You two, come with me.
Is it just me? I keep smelling that stench of lowly beasts everywhere we go.
Don't be so paranoid.
Steht ihr entfernt sich, was das Signal für euch ist. Beruhigt euch
Looks like they're planning to escape on the skiffs in Stargazer Navalia. They keep talking about their plans, but where do they come from? And what do they want to do on the Xianzhou?
They're definitely up to something bad. Wait, they disappeared. Let's catch up to them.
Die Folgungsmethode erscheint das Gameplay-Hinweisfeld am oberen Bildschirmrand. Ja, Sichtfeld, bla bla bla. Okay.
Tread softly, breathe quietly, and make sure to keep an eye on them. Hide out of sight as soon as there's any sign of activity.
Don't be so paranoid. We're running out of time. Get over here!
Shuhard, I'm coming!
They're leaving. We should catch up to them. Quickly!
Hey, der eine hinter uns kommt gar nicht angelaufen.
What are they up to? They're all wearing official uniforms, but I'm pretty sure they're not members of the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, or the Cloud Knights. This is way too suspicious.
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them. That way, if they do anything bad, we'll have solid evidence against them.
Dreifach-Zoom.
Look at this. A freight star skiff with enough room to fit at least 20 of my men. I'll let the others know and have them prepare more star skiffs. Once we're past the checkpoint, there will be beast ships waiting for us. Lord Moktok is ready. The revival of our ancient bloodline all hinges on this operation.
What did he just say? Beast ships?
Who's there?
It's those brats! I told you to get rid of them, but you didn't listen, you idiot! Wipe them all out!
Oh nein, der hätte das
Force
gedacht.
me to shine.
Adusa! Die, you lowly beasts!
Great job!
Not bad. Good times never last. Time to say bye.
Kann ich die March eigentlich austauschen?
Boom. All will be revealed. In lunar flame.
Oh, nochmal hinterher, oder? Ja.
I could take 10 of you.
Time for a shot. Nap time.
Sehr blöd gelaufen, ne?
How is this possible? How did these Foxians change their appearances like that?
They're not Foxians at all. They revealed their true form. They're Borisin, just like the bandits I defeated on the IPC ship.
Wait, that means...
Borisin haben die Chance-Flotte infiltriert.
Well, how did the Borisin manage to infiltrate the Xianzhou?
It's not just a simple disguise of wearing our clothing and shaving their whiskers. They're somehow able to alter their appearance to be indistinguishable from Foxians. They even have official IDs for the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, and even the Cloud Knights? Let me check this fake Cloud Knight's tag. Maybe it'll give us some clues. Lujun, an officer of the Patrol Defense Squad? Wait!
What's the matter?
I encountered a patrol officer named Lujun before. It was a few weeks ago, when we were transporting the Borisin prisoners. If they can forge official identities and move around the Xianzhou without raising suspicion... Oh no, this is bad.
Even worse. If you find one cockroach on the Express, it usually means...
There are more Borisin hiding on the Xianzhou. I bet their plan is much bigger than just stealing information. We've got to report this to the Seat of Divine Foresight.
Währenddessen im Thron der göttlichen Vorsehung. Oh.
I am glad to finally meet you in person, guests from the Astral Express. I'm Feixiao, the general of the Xianzhou Yaocheng.
Let me introduce our guest to you. The one dressed in green.
He's the reincarnation of Imbibitor Lune, and the person behind him is the newest member of the crew. I've heard a lot about you. Outside the reports from the Law Fu, the Skyfaring Commission of the Yaoqing has also gathered plenty of information about both of you. I've been eager to meet you face to face for reasons that I'm sure General Jing Yuan has explained, right?
Ja, wir sind hier, um deine Frage als Zeugen zu beantworten.
That's right. But don't worry, this isn't a trial. I just want to have a chat with you and get a better understanding of the facts. According to General Jing Yuan's report, the Ruin Legion is to blame for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, and all Arbiter Generals should pay attention to the Ruin Author's movements. Over the years, the Destruction's minions have wreaked havoc on countless worlds, and the Alliance has been keeping an eye on them, but no one expected them to join hands with the remnants of the Abundance. The damage caused by the Ambrosial Arbor crisis was far less severe than expected, which is good news for us. However, it was quite different from the Ruin Legion's usual style of destroying life wherever they go. While I trust the bravery of the Divine Foresight and the Nameless, I'm curious about some details missing from the report. I'd like to take this chance to have an exchange with both of you. Let me be clear, the questions I'll ask might not reflect my actual thoughts, so please don't take offense if any of my questions seem a bit harsh.
Please go ahead, General. But keep in mind we can only answer based on what we know. And perhaps you already have the answers to your questions in your heart.
You have a clever tongue. I like it.
The Merlin's claw is quite articulate. Right now, her intentions are unknown, and Jing Yuan wants us to be honest. Maybe I'll just stick to the facts we know.
Let's cut to the chase. Before the crisis struck, the Astral Express was guided here by a Stellaron hunter, a wanted felon, in an attempt to resolve the Stellaron crisis. However, everyone in the cosmos knows of the Stellaron hunter's reputation. So, why did you place so much trust in them? Could it be that some of you have a connection with them?
Das hat mit dem Stellaron zu tun. Das hat mit dem Stellaron zu tun. Mach ich einfach, oder?
Apart from the Lafu, there are many other worlds suffering from Stellaron corrosion. For example, Eurillo 6, the world that the Express stopped at before reaching the Lafu, was one of them.
To the Express, Stellarons act as roadblocks on the Silver Rail and pose risks to the warping process. And that's why dealing with Stellaron issues is part of the duty of the Nameless.
Ah, I've heard about those problems caused by Stellarons. The Express connects various worlds, so it makes sense for you to take care of this. The cosmos is a mess, and the Trailblazers are just doing their best to fix it. I understand. Let's move on to the next question. The report suggests that Don Shu, the master of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, colluded with the Lord Ravager and used the power of the Stellaron to resurrect the Ambrosial Arbor. But here's the thing. Don Shu was just a chief alchemist. Even if she colluded with our enemies and summoned the Stellaron, how did she manage to bypass the Videodara guards around the Ambrosial Arbor?
Die Präzeptoren der Lofu, ich habe dann schon persönlich getroffen. Die Verbannung von Impibitor Lunaya zu diesem Elend geführt. Leicht und scheint nicht wütend zu sein. War das das? Ich glaube schon, ne?
If the Lafu hadn't exiled Danheng, leaving the Videodara with no leader, they wouldn't have fallen into chaos, and there wouldn't have been the opportunity to bring the Stellaron to the roots of the Arbor unnoticed.
Oh, fuck.
Imbibitor Lune was exiled due to his own crimes. Now, Dan Heng, as his reincarnation, is free from his sins. However, why did he risk trespassing on the Xianzhou Lafu before his exile was lifted?
I was concerned about the safety of my companions, so I acted brazenly. I admit I was reckless at the time,
but he returned despite everything. Now, let's consider the outcome. The Arbor was resurrected, and the Lafu required a High Elder to repair the seal and suppress the plague mark. It's hard not to think about the stakes involved, right? According to the report, Lord Ravager Fantilia is the mastermind behind the entire conspiracy. She disguised herself as an ambassador of the Skyfaring Commission and traveled with you, only to vanish without a trace later on. It seems too convenient to label her as a scapegoat.
Wir springen letzten Verhandlungsrunde zurück.
Could you please give us another...
No problem. But remember...
Ich habe Dan Shu persönlich getroffen.
I personally met Dan Shu once. Her closest friend was killed during the war on the Fanghu, and she harbored deep hatred towards the Hunt. So she spent years making preparations in the Alchemy Commission, in order to take revenge on the Xianzhou.
Revenge is also a form of the Hunt. However, that doesn't explain how she managed to bring the Stellaron into the Scale Gorge waterscape, which was guarded by the Videodora.
Well, you should ask Dan Shu herself for the answer.
Unfortunately, Dan Shu is dead, and even her corpse has crumbled into ash. That's one less clue we can pursue. According to the report, Lord Ravager Fantilia is the mastermind behind... She disguised herself as...
Ist ein Heliobas. Fuxion, die höchste Wahrsagerin, kann das alles persönlich bezeugen. Boah. War Fantilia ein Heliobas? Warte mal, war das so? Ich meine, die konnten einfach von einem Ding zum anderen wechseln, ne? Warte mal, wie heißt sie bitte? Fantilia. Ist der Heliobas, ja.
Fantilia is one of the Heliobi, the energy life forms that once fought against the Xianzhou. They're known for their unpredictable and elusive nature.
Just as he said, when the ambrosial arbor resurrected, its roots broke through the creation furnace on the Lawfu, accidentally releasing the Heliobus fiend fire sealed inside. This can be used as circumstantial evidence.
If Elder Huai Yen accepts the explanation, so do I.
Oh.
Oh. It seems that your answers have addressed all my questions. Generals, I am finished with my questioning.
So, what do you think, General Feixiao? Have the doubts in the report been cleared up?
The two nameless have been honest in their answers. Even though there are some tricky details, my intuition tells me there is nothing wrong. However, the three questions I posed earlier were not just for the nameless, but for you too, General Jing Yuan. First, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus grew uninterrupted on the Lawfu, yet the six charioteers were not aware of it. That was a dereliction of duty. Second, you believed in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy and entrusted outsiders to solve the crisis, even granting them access to the Plague Mark. That was a dereliction of responsibility. Third, you insist on holding the war dance right after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, putting the Lawfu back in the spotlight. That is a dereliction of wisdom.
Merlin's Claw. Is this your line of thinking? Or the Ten Lords?
From the moment I walked in, I made it clear that the questions I'd ask might not reflect my actual thoughts.
The disciples of Sanctus Medicus were deeply rooted and had been plotting for a long time. I admit it was my negligence for not noticing it earlier. As for the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy, I didn't believe all of it, but in the end, the Lawfu did survive the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. So, I think it's safe to say that Elio's prophecy about the future holds some merit. And as for the war dance, do you think I'm unaware of the risks? However, risks can also be opportunities. The Lawfu has lain low for too long. I believe it's time to stir up the dregs hidden in the depths and wash them away once and for all.
Just as I expected from our sophisticated divine foresight. You have a way with words. I like it. But, unfortunately, ever since the report was submitted, the Alliance has been filled with rumors and speculation. Even within the Lawfu, there are people accusing you of neglecting your duties, resulting in the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection.
So what are your thoughts on all of this, General Feixiao?
As a fellow Arbiter General, I fully understand the difficulties of this position. Personally, I think all these rumors are meaningless drivel. Across the sea of stars, the divine foresight knows better than anyone else what happened on the Lawfu and the meaning behind it. Just as what happened on the Xianzhou Yaoqing recently.
You mean the Xianzhou Yaoqing is also...
The scouts of the Verdant Knights have sent back reports that Borisin are making trouble again. The Borisin packs that were once divided and scattered have started swallowing each other up, forming larger and larger packs. Moreover, there's an entity named Mongoose behind it all.
Diese verdammten Mangas aus Japan, jetzt mucken die sich schon auf, oder was?
An entity?
According to the report, this entity isn't actually a Borisin. It's a woman claiming to be the messenger of the Master of Immortality. She's described as having 12 faces and 12 pairs of fangs, as cruel as poison, and as elusive as quicksand.
That's Ventilia.
No, schon wieder?
That's right. You're lucky that I'm the one who came this time. If it were the Patina Justice or the Seer Strategist, this conversation might not be so friendly. I've always had faith in my instincts, so I don't doubt your good intentions. But the Alliance has its fair share of questions and doubts about the Lawfu. So, my plan is to come up with an acceptable answer to satisfy the Alliance.
What's in this plan, General Feixiao?
General Jing Yuan, you already know what has to be done. But since you don't want to be the bad guy, I'll take care of it for you. You need the final word from the Ten Lords Commission to quell any doubts. And for that, I'll have to ask the two Nameless to visit the shackling prison.
Verhaftest du uns?
No, I'm not imprisoning you. While you're there, I'll ask a judge in the Ten Lords Commission's Interrogation Division to record a detailed testimony with the karmic mirror from both of you. We'll fill in the gaps that weren't covered in the report and silence any protests within the Alliance.
I'm okay with that.
Ich auch.
Your willingness to help is truly heartwarming, youngsters.
Then, as the Merlin's Claw requests...
Oh, there's one more thing. This testimony is for silencing the voices of opposition within the Alliance, but I would like to urge General Jing Yuan to listen to the pleas of the Foxians on the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
So, you are here for Hule.
Exactly. Hule is locked up in the Lawfu's shackling prison. Since he is the broodlord of the Borisin, I want to transfer him onto the Xianzhou Yaoqing and imprison him there. The recent movements of the Borisin suggest they're planning something big, so we must act preemptively.
It makes sense to have the Foxians keep an eye on their arch-nemesis. Since you trust my judgment, I'll repay that trust. What do you think about all this, General Huayan?
I was worried this would turn into a heated argument, but it seems like both of you are on the same page, solving each other's problems. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
And as for Hule, I'll send my lieutenants Zhao Chou and Moza to check on his condition in prison and ready him for transport. If there are no more questions, shall we get this started?
Die Frage ist, warum bewachen wir den Typen eigentlich? Wäre es nicht gescheiter, den einfach abzumurksen? Jetzt will ich trotzdem noch was nachschauen. Hä? Oh, jetzt können die es machen scheinbar. Null von 30. Aktiv. Was ist denn was ganz anderes eigentlich los? Hin auf das Palast von Astrum und schau dir das Schwertkampftraining von 7. März an. Blicken wir noch einmal auf den Moment zurück, als 7. März Geschenk von beiden Elementoren hielt. Die beiden Schwerter voller Freude entgegen, bla 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 bla. Okay. Wisst ihr was, ich pfeife jetzt drauf. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wie lange das noch geht, aber ich muss jetzt da leider Schluss machen. Ich hätte nicht so viel trödeln sollen, aber ich muss mich ja jetzt auch nicht schicken, muss man zugeben. Das ist immer das Gute, dass die solche Sachen auch im Nachhinein noch spielbar machen. Es ist, glaube ich, ein bisschen was mir in Genshin fehlt. Ich meine, wie geil wäre es doch für Leute, die jetzt anfangen, einfach mal das erste... Was das erste? Ich glaube schon, das erste Laternenfest nochmal nachzumachen. Oder so. Es fehlt halt ein bisschen. Problem in Genshin ist halt, dass du müsstest halt die ganze Welt dann wieder drauf umbauen, ne? Also es ist nicht so, dass du sagen kannst, so, ja, okay, es werden ein paar Standorte von Charakteren geändert, sondern es ist halt, es wird halt eine ganze Stadt im Spiel geändert. Ich denke mal, das macht es halt vielleicht ein bisschen schwerer, weil hier hast du halt einfach ein paar Stellen, die geändert werden. Eine Instanz, du hast einen Raum, der wo geändert wird oder so. Ist halt was anderes, ne? Und dann hast du halt noch diese ganzen Nebenmissionen wahrscheinlich, die wo überall sind und sich dann ändern die Position vielleicht und ach, ich habe keine Ahnung. Ey, ich kann einerseits schon verstehen, warum das eventuell so ist, andererseits wäre es schon geil, wenn man es so spielen könnte. Oder das vielleicht ein bisschen so machen, wie es in... Wobei das vielleicht fürs Handy nicht funktionieren würde. Weil es halt einfach zu viel Speicher nehmen würde. Wie so ein Rückblick. Das heißt, du kannst... Gibt's ja zum Beispiel in vielen RPGs oder so, oder wo so missionsbasierte Spiele sind, wo du einfach nochmal wiederholst, was du früher gemacht hast und es dann zurückgesetzt wird oder so. Wie so eine Zeitreise oder sowas. Wäre cool. Kriegen wir wahrscheinlich nie und damit haben dann die Leute, die wo es jetzt erst anfangen, natürlich die Arschkarte, aber was wir machen. Ich bedanke mich an der Stelle fürs Zuschauen, macht's gut und bis zum nächsten Mal. Wahrscheinlich geht's noch eine halbe Stunde und dann wäre ich fertig gewesen. Egal. Servus.